Christmas Eve in the wintry town of Bedzabottom was filled with excitement, anticipation, and memories. For newly widowed Mrs. Duckett, Christmas was bittersweet. She quietly watched her children and wished that Jim and Jane's father were here to celebrate with them.
Santa isn't real.
I know. My friends told me. Mom makes him up, right?
Oh!
Mrs. Duckett could not accept that her children had lost their belief in Santa. With the loss of their father, it was more important than ever for them to have faith. Within the hour, Mrs. Duckett gathered the community board together for an emergency meeting.
You'd better have a good reason for this on Christmas Eve.
There's a serious problem.
I spoke to the Ralphs about their trash already.
It's worse.
Is it loud music?
It's our children. They've stopped believing in Santa. And for a lot of us in Bedzabottom. Our kids really need to believe in something right now.
The board knew that Mrs. Duckett was right. They had to act quickly. After all, Christmas morning was only a few hours away.
The kids will believe if we make Santa real.
A hush fell over the room as Doug Davidson outlined his daring plan. The Christmas conspiracy had begun. The desperate committee agreed to the scheme and went to collect all the presents that the parents of Bedzabottom had bought for their children to open on Christmas morning. One by one, they stacked all the Christmas presents in the warehouse. And when they were done, Mr. Halbert solemnly handed the warehouse key to Doug.
Oh dear, you will be careful, right?
As careful as Santa.
Don't worry. We're doing the right thing. The only sure way for kids to believe is to make Santa really exist.
And so the group parted ways to enjoy what was left of Christmas Eve. Mrs. Duckett, Jimmy, and Jane enjoyed a Christmas special. Mr. Halbert caught up on his holiday reading. Mr. Shingle indulged in a late-night snack. And Doug, well, he put on his Santa suit. Everyone in Bedzabottom was soundly asleep by midnight, except for Doug, who arrived at the warehouse as planned. Doug was not the type to lose his cool easily, but it was plain to see that this was a disaster. Within moments, the warehouse and presents were gone. Mr. Halbert was the first one to hear the news.
Hello?
I burned down the warehouse.
You did what?
I dropped my cigarette.
Stay on the line.
Hello?
Hello? We have a problem.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
What happened? Smoking Santa here burned up my warehouse and all the presents.
What?
Oh, boy.
By 2 a.m., the exhausted group agreed that there was no solution. Christmas was ruined, and the children's innocence and faith in Santa would never be restored. For the first time in her life, Mrs. Duckett dreaded Christmas morning. She expected her children to be upset by the empty space beneath the tree.
Merry Christmas, Mom!
Merry Christmas, Mom!
Santa came!
And he's really real! Look, Mom!
And sure enough, there were presents under the tree. Like the Duckett family, the rest of Beds Bottom was experiencing the Christmas miracle. Doug Davidson, who felt terrible about ruining Christmas, found something special waiting for him. The Christmas conspiracy had failed, but adults and children alike were filled with amazement and wonder. Beds Bottom would never forget this magical Christmas when Santa proved once and for all that hope makes all things possible.